the last stage of the Hyundai Archery World Cup in Antalya. It was Russian Ksenia Perova who took gold in the individual women's tournament, and Korea's Lee Wook-seok who booked his place in the Recurve World Cup final in Samsun, Turkey. Now it's time for stage 3 of the competition. Welcome to Salt Lake City and one of the most impressive facilities dedicated to this sport in the world, the Eastern Foundation's Archery Center. And who will win here to secure their chance of competing at the finals in Turkey? Well, it's sunny conditions here, 27 degrees Celsius, around about 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Very dry here. It says 3.9 meters per second wind, but actually at the moment there's no wind at all. It has been gusty here though in Utah, very close to the airport. As we see the 675 Delta Airlines coming in from San Francisco. I'm Karim Bashir, and joining me in the commentary box is American archery legend, Olympic silver medalist Vic Wonderly. Hi Vic, how you doing?
Very good, thank you, Karim. Good to be here.
Winds dropped right off here, and it's just before our final session. Here's the schedule. We'll start with the mixed team event, bronze and gold to be decided before 6 p.m. And then we'll move into those all-important individual tournaments. The women's bronze and gold medal matches coming up. And then just a little before 7, we'll start the men's tournament with the bronze, followed by the gold medal. The winners of those individuals go straight through to the finals in Samsun. And we'll start proceedings here this afternoon with the bronze medal match in the Recurve mixed team. And here is how the teams got here, Vic.
Chinese Taipei lost to Russia in the semifinal, while India lost to USA in an exciting shoot-off.
And they lost their semi-finals, which bring them here, and they clearly have to dust themselves off. And here they come, being introduced to the crowd.
For the bronze medal, representing India, Deepika Kumari and Atnu Das. And their opponents. For the mixed team bronze, here comes the team of Chinese Taipei. Chinese Taipei was the #1 qualifying team for the mixed team event. Representing Chinese Taipei, please welcome Tan Yating, Tang Chi-chung. The line judge for this match is World Archery International judge, Mr. Hossein Nasarinejad. We're going to be getting underway in moments with the team of Chinese Taipei shooting first on target 1. Conditions have dramatically improved in the morning in terms of wind, but it still could be a factor.
First, you shoot second.
So our line judge Hussein Nasarinejad has declared the range safe. It'll be the world #4 team, Chinese Taipei, who will shoot first. Tan Yating and Tang Chi-chun. 4 sets here in Recurve Archery, 4 arrows per team per set. And it's time to start the mixed team bronze medal match. Well, an 18 to start for Chinese Taipei. So now the world #7 team, India, shoot their first 2 arrows. Deepika Kumari and Atnu Das. Well, level pegging here. Consistent scoring, though, from the Indian athletes. Chinese Taipei came through qualification ranked first. And it's 24-year-old Tan to shoot first again. So 36 out of a possible 40 for Chinese Taipei. India will shoot their final 2 arrows of this first set. They came through qualification ranked 6th, and Kumari to shoot first again for them. Well, she's opened the door for her teammate Das to steal this one.
When given the opportunity, these teams usually prefer to take the first position to shoot first, adding a little pressure on the other team. If they can get off to a good start, put a couple tens in the target, it builds some pressure. On the other end of that, if they don't get off to a good start, it can relieve some pressure for their opponents.
Well, India strike first, and their groupings are pretty good here. We have the Falco Eye, as it's called. Vic, your thoughts?
Yeah, it looks like everybody's running a little bit high and a little bit right there on the overall average group.
9, 9, 9.
I spoke earlier with Chef Vandenberg, who shot in the team finals that we saw earlier, the gold medal match. He was shooting so extraordinarily. And he said there wasn't a lot of difference from what he was seeing on the practice field and over here. He said the wind was manageable today.
Well, the Indians making it look very manageable indeed. Great grouping there from theirs, all in the yellow.
First, India second.
And they take the first 2 set points. If you win a set, you get 2 points. If the scores are tied at the end of a set, you share the 2 points. And the target, the magic score, is 5 points to win the match.
Range clear.
So Hussein Nasarindajad declares the range safe for the second set. Trailing team Chinese Taipei will shoot first. And here is the world number 4, Tan Yating, who shot a career best of 680.
When you're up there shooting, these matches go so fast. There's so few arrows to determine a champion, so you really want to get on top of it, try to build that lead as quickly as you can in these tournaments.
Another 10 from Deepika Kumari. She's 24 years old, and she's shot a career best of 686. Currently ranked 11th in the world as an individual. So mini advantage to India at the halfway stage here in the second set. They lead 2 set points to 0 against Chinese Taipei. Oh, beautiful 10 there. Handing over to her teammate, 17-year-old Tang, shot a career best of 677. Oh, and he follows that up with a 10. Pressure on now. India can shoot a total of 39. In fact, the maximum they can shoot now will be another 10 to make it 38 and draw level with Chinese Taipei, who've hit some form here in the second set. Inside 10 seconds to go, though. Pressure on.
Ties it up. You notice he took a deep breath right before he started to pull back and shoot that arrow. These archers are trying to shoot the same form and same technique that they were over on the practice field here in the finals under the stress of the competition.
Well, Chinese Taipei found a bit of form in this set, and here we see their arrows, and the first set drifting off in one direction, the second set going the other way.
Yeah, they're starting to get narrowed in on it a little bit. The wind conditions have shifted back and forth here a little bit, but it's relatively calm at the moment compared to what it has been on this field this week.
It's as calm as it ever has been here in the last 2 days. It's almost, well, the flags are barely fluttering now.
India leading by
Yeah,
2
it's not
points. Chinese Taipei shoot first, India shoot second.
It's not what I would consider world record shooting condition, that dead calm that you're looking for, but this is
clear.
as good as we've seen here in Salt Lake this week, and definitely good enough for them to put up some big scores.
So Chinese Taipei shared the spoils in the second set, halfway through this bronze medal match. They still trail by 3 set points to 1, so they'll shoot first in the third set.
샤워 뒤집게 열심히 뿌려. Continue.
You can see the grimace there.
She held that shot a little longer than normal, and her follow-through didn't look quite as smooth as her previous ones did. That was a smooth looking shot there. Overall, those archers' forms have been very smooth, very fluid. That's what you like to see from a coach's standpoint. That's what you want to see them doing and performing.
Good grouping here from Chinese Taipei, and as Vic said, you know, the slightest of movements has a big effect. They're shooting down a 70-meter range at a target that's just a little over a meter wide. And that's a fantastic grouping there. 37 out of 40 for Chinese Taipei. They've laid the gauntlet down here because India need a maximum 20 to draw level.
She didn't get it there. 8 points, a little bit out. Wasn't as smooth as her opening shots earlier in the match.
Well, a 10 to finish things off there for Atanu Das, but Chinese Taipei have drawn a level here after 3 sets, stealing 2 points in that third set.
So this next round, if they can, if one of the teams can take the match, they will win. If they tie it, they'll go to a shoot-off.
Yeah, and it was Deepika Kumari who struggled a little bit there in that third set, having shot so well in the first 2 sets. And I believe this is Michelle Croppin on the practice field here, and she takes on Deepika Kumari a little bit later on. You can see, you mentioned earlier on, Vic, how open the range is on the practice field, or this is the qualification field as well, compared to here where we're in a little bit of a tunnel, closed in at the shooting line and opened up at the end, as you can see with the car on the left-hand side, a big gap in the wall.
Yeah, that's why you can see some differences in the wind between the practice field and the competition field in this event.
You mentioned it earlier on, let's see how that's going to affect this final set, but as you say, if this draws level here, we will go to a tiebreaker. Chinese Taipei to shoot first again. So cool, calm and collected for just a 17-year-old athlete here. 19 out of a possible 20 for Chinese Taipei. They've laid down the gauntlet for India. And Kamari has brought one out of the top drawer after a difficult previous set.
She responded well. When you take a couple hard hits from the other team like that, you want to come back and try to match it as quickly as you can.
And like for like on score. Under pressure, India having to shoot second. We're up to the task. Potentially the last 2 arrows for Chinese Taipei here in the bronze medal match.
This is when these archers really start to feel the pressure of it, because they know how valuable each point is, and that the difference between shooting a 10 or shooting an 8 could make the difference in the match.
Another 10 from Tang. Fist bumps all round, but there is a chance here. Chinese Taipei dropped 2 points. That's an 8 there for Kamari. So India now have all the pressure on them. And this man, Atanu Das, has to shoot a 10 to keep India in the bronze medal match. Oh, it's on the line.
He got it. He got it.
Under 10 seconds left on the countdown clock. High fives all around and a big smile there for Atanu Das. He needed a 10 and whoa, he just got it.
These arrows only have to touch the line to make the higher scoring value.
10.
So you can hear the target judge calling out the scores here, but here's a comparison of all the arrows in that last set.
So the India team has a couple a little bit high, a little bit right, but their group's pretty good. Chinese Taipei, they got a couple high ones and a couple low ones. So my guess is they probably just shot a couple of the arrows better than they shot the others.
Well, it's all level, 37 apiece, so we go into a tiebreaker here, a bit like a half set.
Yeah, so each of these archers will shoot 1 arrow, and if they're tied on score, it'll go by which arrow is closest to the middle.
And we got a little time here as they replace the targets, all important for the tiebreaker, because if there is a measure, here's the shot that kept India in this tournament, right on the line between the 9 and the 10 upper right.
Only a couple millimeters difference would have made the entire difference in this match.
Well, it would have been over or either way, wouldn't it, really? So the target's being relayed here because if there is a measure, the judges don't want to see any of the previous holes made by the arrows earlier on in the match. They're pretty quick here in Salt Lake City.
There's a lot of pressure on these archers now to make a perfect shot. They want to shoot as good as they can, because if they end up tied, it's whichever arrow is closest to the middle that will win the match.
Well, Chinese Taipei to shoot first, and you look at those flags now, they were flat earlier on. They've just started to flutter in the wind. This is the tiebreaker for the recurve mixed team bronze between Chinese Taipei and India.
एरो देख लो दोनों में से कौन सा पुराना
Tan Yating shoots a 9 to get Chinese Taipei off the mark. And it's Deepika Kumari to shoot first for India. An 8 mini advantage to Chinese Taipei. Now it's the turn of the 10-man, Tang Chia-chin, who's just 17 years old. And he's drifted off into the 8. 17. A 10 max required to win. He did it in the last set to stay in the match with India. Can he do it again to take the bronze? And that's drifted out. Another 8 means that India only score 16 points. Chinese Taipei take it in the tiebreaker, winning 17-16. A brilliant match there. Das kept the Indians in it, but at the end, he couldn't score the 10 required. And Tan Yating and Tang Chichun take the bronze for Chinese Taipei.
Can you get your arrows, please? This guy?
You said it was super fast, Vic. It really does go quick, doesn't it?
It does, and it goes quicker when you're standing up there on the shooting line. I can't help but think that all of these archers were probably not pleased with the shot that they made in this. The best arrow that we had was just a 9 that barely caught the 9 ring, which is good, but 9 is typically an average shot for these archers. So I'm sure most of them were hoping to have a closer 9 or a 10 in this. But sometimes it's just the best arrow that wins.
Well, when the pressure's on, that's what happens. And there we see down at the target end, 70 meters from the shooting line. Some new targets being put on. And here we see some of the shots there. You get a brilliant shot of the arrows here. The beautiful, bright sunlight here allows for some fantastic pictures. Chinese Taipei got off to a slow start, but they hit their rhythm. And they've taken bronze in the mixed team at Recurve on Recurve Sunday here in Utah.
You can sure see the difference in pressure. Early in the round, they were just pounding the yellow, and that extra pressure of the shoot-off, the groups just opened up a little bit.
Well, that's the bronze medal done and dusted. We will see Chinese Taipei on the podium a little bit later on today. But now it's time for the gold medal match. And it's Russia versus the USA. And we're sure to hear the crowd go wild here. And let's have a look at how they got here.
Russia tied with the People's Republic of China in the first round of competition, winning a shoot-off and continuing on through the other matches. The USA defeated India 17-14 in a semifinal shoot-off to enter their gold medal match.
Well, they're just waiting in the wings. Let's introduce the athletes to the crowd.
Please welcome the athletes to the field for the mixed team gold medal match. Shooting for the gold medal, on target, number 2, representing the United States of America, Mackenzie Brown and Brady Ellison. And here come their opponents for the gold medal. Please welcome the Russian Federation. Shooting on target 1 for the Russian Federation, Natalia Erdeneva, Arsalan Baldanov. Our World Archery International judge for this match is Mr. Roy Cortez, and we are about to get underway with the team from the United States of America, Mackenzie Brown and Brady Ellison. Shooting.
Russia, you shoot second. Range clear, begin the match.
Roy Cortez there, our line judge, declares the range safe to shoot. And we will have the USA on target 2 shooting first. They are the world number 3 team. Mackenzie Brown, 23 years old, and Brady Ellison, 29. It's time for the start of the mixed team gold medal match on Recurve Sunday here in Salt Lake. A nice start there from the world number 10, Mackenzie Brown. Brady Ellison, he's world number 3, held on to that one a little longer than perhaps we expected. So now it's time for the Russians to start things off. They are the world number 12 team, Natalia Erdenyeva and Arsalan Baldanov.
Быстрее работать, не застоянся. Быстрый выстрел.
Wow, 17s for both teams here. The Americans came through qualifying ranked number 2. Yep.
We saw Mackenzie earlier today in the women's team bronze medal match. So she had a chance to shoot on the field, get a little of those nerves worked out and everything. Headed straight back over to the practice field to make some corrections.
Less than 10 seconds on the clock. Well, 35 out of a potential 40. So an 18 required here for Russia to draw level. Anything better and they'll get the 2 set points.
Габарит справа на 3 часа. Да. Габарит. Ничего, работаем, Арсалан. По центру, как ты умеешь. 15 секунд.
Well, a 9 was required to draw a level, and that's just what Arsalan Baldanov has done there. And it's 1 apiece after the first set. Some, well, not... Maybe they haven't rinsed the pressure off here. We look at the arrows there, and there's a couple of good ones for each team, and then a couple of wide ones.
Yeah, I noticed Brady had an uncharacteristically right 7, and I imagine he made a little bit of correction, still ending up with the right 9. My guess is his sight's off a little bit or something's astray there, because he doesn't generally miss that far off. You notice the Russian team, they're pretty centered, they're good. They're, you know, a couple left, a couple right, but a little high, a little low, but their overall group looks good.
Well, with the scores tied, the USA will keep hold of the shoot first option. And Mackenzie Brown, 23 years old, but she shot a career best of 663.
Same thing. Fire anchor. Solid it. High focus. Left to right.
As Vic said, she's already had some experience here on the finals range.
Nice.
Exceptionally close to the 10, but it is a 9. 18 out of 20. And back over to Natalia Erdenyeva.
Отлично, 9 на 11. Чуть выше прицельчик. Буквально крохотулечек.
Can't split these two teams at the moment, Vic.
No, it looks like a pretty tight match at the moment.
Same thing.
Чуть-чуть прицель.
Solid anchor.
All drifting up and to the right here for the USA team.
I would expect Brady's probably got a little correction going. I'd expect his next one to be in a lot closer.
Well, you said he'd make the adjustment. It looks like he has.
Maybe we went just a touch too far.
Well, then you'd fancy him to score even closer to the 10 next time round.
Быстрый мощный выстрел в тяге.
Potential 38 for Russia here. But a 9 reduces that to 37. They still have a good margin of error here. 9s so far. Another 9 will take them to 2 set points here in the gold medal match. Oh, he didn't look happy with that one, and that's drifted out. And from what looked like a winning position, could potentially be a losing position and 2 set points for the USA. But as you can see, there's a little star next to that 7, which means we're going to go for a measure. If that's upgraded to an 8, well, we're back to level pegging again.
Yeah, it would be all tied up again. I wouldn't be surprised if it does make an 8, but I'm not really sure. We'll let the judges decide that.
Yeah, we have to take a look at the measure. They will be going down there, the target judge. Here he is.
Nine, 998.
Well, that was the Russian target there being called, and it looks like that 7 will be upgraded to an 8. Our scores have changed on our captions. Are we going to get the confirmation? There it is. And they had a chance to take it. They didn't, and after a measure, it's been called level. And we're 2-2 here.
Range clear.
So Mackenzie Brown, with a big smile on her face, will shoot first again. Nothing between the two teams in this gold medal match, but there's a little room for improvement.
They've both left a few points on the table during this match. Typically, if the archers can shoot a 9 like this, this is considered a good average arrow. They want to keep their arrows in the yellow or better. Some 9s, throw some 10s in there in the bunch, so they're not upset when it hits the yellow. They want to avoid making the big mistakes that cost a lot of points, and then try to get a couple 10s thrown in there to add it up to a winning score.
No wobble there from Natalia Medvedyeva, but she still managed to strike a 10. 9 or better, and the Russians will take a mini advantage here in the 3rd set. And it is a 9. So, advantage Russia, and just 1 point, and the pressure starts to build.
1 point can make all the difference in this game.
She's back in the 10s. Mackenzie Brown, when needed, gets a fist pump from the coach. Takes the pressure off Brady Ellison a little bit here, but he'll want to shoot a 10 to match that. Just outside on a 9. So 37 out of 40, but Russia have the chance to steal 2 set points here. They could score a maximum here of 39. It's reduced to 38. A 10 will take the set for Russia. But we saw what happened in the last set in this situation. A 9 there, and look at that, Vic. 37, place 37. But the one thing we can say is they're not dropping as many points.
No, they're getting a little bit better each end as they go. But obviously, this match is very, very close.
Yeah, they've matched each other through the first 3 sets. We have another set to go here to see if either team can pull away. And they have improved, as we can see here. a comparison there of those arrows.
The USA team's pretty centered on this. The Russian team's a little bit low left on the average, but everybody managed to stay inside the gold. The groups are tightening up as we go, and so is the pressure as the match mounts.
That's the key, isn't it, Vic? I mean, pressure is the big issue here. The mind games it plays with you in a sport where you have to be completely clear and, as you said, smooth and steady throughout to keep a level of consistency.
The pressure can bring out the very best and the very worst in athletes in these times.
Well, Mackenzie Brown will shoot first again for the 4th time here in the gold medal match in the recurve mixed team. Another 9. And a beautiful shot in this clear light of the arrow coming towards the target. Brady Ellison, he'll be looking for the same or better.
Technically, the form looked pretty smooth on that one.
Pressure now on Erdenyeva and Russia. Well, that's dropped out into the 8. So now mini advantage USA. They got 40 seconds left for these last 2 arrows. Plenty of time. Mackenzie Brown, can she capitalize? Well, a 10 here will mean Russia will have to score 2 10s in their final 2 arrows. Here's Brady Ellison up to the measure. And he does shoot a 10. Well, this has got interesting, Vic. Russia need 2 10s.
I could see him putting a little bit of English on it. You saw him twist the bow sideways there, trying to help it into the 10 ring.
Well, the Americans just have to sit back and watch now. A 10 from Natalia Erdenyeva. It's all down to Arsalan Baldanov. My goodness me, what pressure on this young Russian. 10 required to stay in the gold. Oh, he's just shot a 9. They shot so well. They were level pegging all the way through, but it was the last 2 arrows from Mackenzie Brown and Brady Ellison that put all the pressure on the Russians, and they just missed out by 1 point. USA take gold in the recurve mixed team. Well, the crowd have gone wild here. Vic, you happy?
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. I'm definitely happy for those 2 archers. There's nothing more exciting than having an opportunity to compete in a major competition and win on your home turf.
That they did. Level pegging all the way through. Very, very exciting recurve mixed team gold medal match. And in the end, it was the Americans that won it in front of their home crowd. They will stand on top of the podium in just a little while, and we will hear the Star Spangled Banner here in Utah. Well, she was great throughout, Mackenzie Brown. She shot 10s and 9s at the start of every single set and only shot an 8 once in her second arrow. Grouping's fantastic, but in the end, Brady Ellison, who struggled a little bit early on, shot the 10 that put the pressure on the Russians and ultimately took the USA to the gold medal. And there are the stars and stripes. And here are the final rankings in the Recurve mixed team event here in Salt Lake City at the third stage of the Hyundai World Cup. USA stand top of the table, Russia in silver medal, with Chinese Taipei beating India to the bronze. And it won't be too long before we will see the athletes coming out for the medal ceremony, and the national anthem for the USA will be heard here in Salt Lake City, Utah, and the crowd are going to go wild for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, victory ceremony for the Recurve mixed team. The medals will be presented by World Archery Executive Board member, Mr. Craig Easton. The gifts will be presented by the Chief Executive Officer of the Archery Trade Association, Mr. Matt Corman. Bronze medal representing Chinese Taipei. Tan Yaching. Tang Chiachong.
Congratulations, great shooting. Congratulations, great shooting. Yeah.
Silver medal representing the Russian Federation. Natalia Erlenieva. Arsalan Baldanov.
Congratulations, great shooting. Congratulations, great shooting.
Gold medalist representing the United States of America. Mackenzie Brown. Brady Ellison.
What a finish, Mackenzie. Great shooting. Yeah. Huge finish, Brady. Congratulations. Great shooting. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of the United States of America. Please give a warm round of applause to our athletes, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday, compound Saturday, we
Whether
saw
you
the
shoot a
bow
compound or a recurve bow, the principles of archery are exactly the same. So what is the difference between the two disciplines? America's Brady Ellison, who's just taken gold, gave us his view.
I'm Brady Ellison. I'm an Olympic recurve archer. I have 3 Olympic medals, but that's not how I got my started. I actually started archery with a compound and then switched to a recurve bow to pursue the Olympics. Pretty much the basic principle in archery is to draw the bow back, aim it in the middle, and hit the middle. It's the same with both bows. The big differences are mechanical. With the recurve, the farther you pull it back, the heavier it gets. You shoot with your fingers and not a release. You have no peep. In a compound, you have a peep. On a compound bow, you have the limbs and then you have a cam. The cam is the most mechanical part on this bow. When you draw it back, the cam will hit a peak weight, and then as you pass peak weight, it lets off, so at full draw, you're holding a lot less pounds than at peak weight. I think strictly off of the shooting standpoint, I like shooting a compound more. I think it's a little bit more easier, it's quicker, the whole entire bow is just, it's more mechanical, it's more of a, like just instantaneous. When I'm shooting a recurve good though, there's nothing better in the world. It's all you, it's all the target, and you get in those moments that you kind of amaze yourself that you could shoot that good of a group with something as simple as this bow. You know, I've made 3 Olympics. I'm a 3-time Olympic medalist. I've medaled in almost every international tournament that I can. I don't think that at any point in time I could say that it was a bad choice for me. I think that shooting archery, all bows, makes you better. You learn how to make adjustments and shoot differently, but still be consistent and shoot it well. So, and no matter what bow you pick up, you can be proficient and have fun doing all kinds of different things.
Well, there you go. You saw the difference there between the equipment. And we've done our team events here in Salt Lake, but coming up very shortly, we'll start the individuals, and we'll start with the recurve women's bronze medal match. Bayardo against Tan there, and we're looking here at the range here. At the far end, we've got the crowd. That's the shooting line, and 70 meters down towards us. The camera angle we're looking down on is above the target area, and that's 70 meters from the shooting line. And they're trying to hit the target, which is just over a meter wide. But as Vic mentioned earlier on, they'd be happy hitting the yellow center of it, which is just a little over 12 centimeters, while the 10 is. Just to give you an idea of how small that target is, they're hitting very consistently. There is is that Chef Vanderberg there from Netherlands? He's there with a mango, showing you how small that 10 is. Incredible they hit it so often, Vic. And is that why you find the sport so appealing?
Well, that's not how I like to peel my mangoes, Karam. I find to waste a lot of fruit that way.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. But you know, you get an idea. And look, you shot here. You've shot in an Olympic final. Incredibly tough to hit that so consistently.
It is. 70 meters is about 3/4 the length of an American football field. And trying to hit something the size of a mango, that is a big challenge.
Yeah, well, I've told it's two times the length of a 737 aeroplane. But anyway, enough of that. It's time now to welcome the athletes. Oh, I think they're not quite ready. So we are lining up for the recurve women's bronze medal match. And we'll just have a quick look at how the athletes got to this stage, Vic.
Qualified number 8, Bayardo from the Netherlands took 3 of her 4 matches to close 6-4 scores en route to the bronze medal round. Qualified number 2, Tan sailed through all of her matches before suffering a semifinal defeat, lost to Michelle Kroppen of Germany in the semifinal.
Well, they've both got to dust themselves off and pick themselves up. Let's welcome them here to the field of play.
Ladies and gentlemen, please
City.
welcome the recurve women's bronze medal individual contenders. You just saw her in the mixed team event, and she's back. It's Tan Yating representing Chinese Taipei. And her opponent coming onto the field of play, formerly one of the top archers of Mexico, now making her home in the Netherlands. Please welcome, shooting for the bronze medal, Gabriela Bayardo. World Archery International judge Mr. Hossein Nazarinejad will be supervising competition as we're about to get underway. And Tan Yating will be shooting first on target number 2.
Tan will be shooting first. You shoot second.
So Hussein
Range clear.
Nazarinejad there, the line judge for this. It's time for the Recurve women's individual bronze medal match between Gabriela Bayardo of the Netherlands and Tan Yating of Chinese Taipei, who will shoot first.
She didn't waste any time getting that first arrow in the target.
5 sets here, 3 arrows per archer. Ooh. Both drifting up here. Bit of an adjustment there for Bayardo. So a 25 for Tan out of a maximum of 30. 10 will win it for Bayardo. And she gets a 9, and the two archers score the same number of points and share the set points of 1 apiece. Well, we thought the mixed team was fast. The individual is even faster.
It can be done in as short as 9 arrows each. It's the first team to 6 points, unlike or first individual to 6 point, unlike the team which was 5.
So let's have a look at how those arrows ended up.
Well, it doesn't. I don't see a low one on the target here the way I'm zoomed in at the moment. So it looks like everybody's running a little bit high. Maybe that sometimes can be the excitement and the nerves and getting a little over aggressive on the shots, or it could be the wind possibility as well.
Yeah, I mean the wind has been kinder to the athletes today, you have to say.
Yeah, I don't see as much shifting in the wind as what we saw in yesterday's rounds.
Crazy yesterday, but a bit calmer here today. So level pegging here after the first set, and Tan Yating of Chinese Taipei will begin the second set here in the bronze medal match. Well, that's pretty much on the line. It's scored a 10. No asterisk, so it doesn't look like we're going to measure that one. That one looks like it's just outside on the 9.
Nearly the identical same spot on those arrows, only a millimeter or 2 separating them.
That was score a 9. It's on the line. But both athletes look like they've got their eye in after a first set, which saw everything going high.
Well, looks like she's got it dialed in. That's about as good as you can get.
But they're level again. 1 arrow left for each athlete. He's hit the 10, put the pressure on Bayardo. 10 required to share the set. And that's drifted out. Has that gone into an 8? I think maybe marked as a 9 on the line, but just a point in it. And Tan of Chinese Taipei collects the 2 set points from the second set and a 3-1 lead. They got their eye in here in this second set. Bayardo shooting a 10, and Tan shooting a 10.
Tan is leading by 2 points. You shoot first, you shoot second.
So Tan takes the 2 set points in the second set and the lead, which means that Gabriela Bayardo, the world number 99, believe it or not, at 24 years old, will shoot first in the third set. Good start and a good sighter there.
Hey, really good. There. 可以了，还是在刚好，走完了，193，可以了，轻松，轻松，对。
A 7 there for Bayardo. Tan has a chance here.
哎，漂亮，80接近8，关心哈。
Bayardo, can she recover from that 7? Well, another 7 and a 5 will be enough to draw level. You fancy Tan to get the 2 set points here, and she shoots another 10, a 29 out of a maximum 30, and it's 5 set points to 1 for Tan. She's just 1 set point away from taking the victory here in the bronze medal match. And I mentioned that Gabriela Bayardo is only ranked number 99 in the world, but of course those of you who are keen followers of archery will know that she used to shoot for Mexico. And when she changed allegiances or countries, she had to withdraw from competition for 1 year, and then her ranking plummeted.
You really can see her. You can really see her throw her bow on that shot. Her sight picture probably was not where she wanted, and she was trying to correct for an improper sight picture, improper form, trying to make 2 wrongs into a right, and it just was not enough.
Didn't work out for her, but she's got a chance to change things around now, right?
The momentum of these matches can shift very quickly sometimes, but she has no margin for error at this point.
Quite right. Listening to the expert opinion of 2000 Olympic silver medalist Vic Wonderly. Great to have him here and his insight. He knows what this game is like when the pressure is on, and the pressure certainly is on Bayardo.
With the pressure on like that, for those of you sitting at home in your seat, imagine getting up and running as fast as you can for 2 minutes, sitting down in your seat, and then trying to keep your heart rate and your breath just as calm as it was before you stood up. That's what these archers are trying to do right now.
Well, Tan leaves the door open for Bayardo. Oh, and that has drifted wildly left. A 6 for Bayardo. Tan capitalizes with a 9. Bayardo's got to shoot a 10 to give herself any chance here. Well, recovers with a 9. The vertical line is pretty good from Bayardo, but just not close enough to the center. Tan needs a 6 to take bronze. And she gets a 10, a 27 to follow up the 29 in the previous set, and she takes the bronze medal, 7 set points to 1. Well, Vic, heart goes out to Gabriela Bayardo. She just dropped the ball just for 2 arrows.
It does not take much, and it does not take long for one of these matches to get away from you. On the other end of that, if you come in and things are clicking good and on pace, it can go just as fast the other direction.
Yeah, but hats off to Tan Yating of Chinese Taipei at 24 years old, ranked number 4 in the world. She is the bronze medalist here in Salt Lake City at the 3rd stage of the Hyundai Archery World Cup. Well, let's take a little look back over that. Early doors, both were giving things away, but they started to hit the center a little bit more consistently. And Tan just a little bit more consistent than Bayardo. It was the final arrow there that confirmed the bronze medal for Tan Yating of Chinese Taipei. Well, the bronze is out of the way, and now it's time for the gold medal match in the recurves women individual here in Salt Lake City. And here are how the athletes got here.
Kamari came into this match seeded number 4 and defeating Bayardo in the semifinals to reach this gold medal match. Seeded number 19, Kroppen defeated Tan from Chinese Taipei to reach the finals.
Well, we saw Kamari a little bit earlier on the finals range, and we saw Kroppen and the practice range. Let's see them here on the field of play in Salt Lake City.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes to the field for the Recurve Women's Gold Medal Match. Shooting for the gold medal on target number 2, representing Germany, please welcome Michelle Kroppen. You've seen her before, and she's back again, representing India. Previously cadet world champion. Ranked number 11 in the world. Please welcome to the shooting line on target 1, India's Deepika Kumari. The World Archery International judge for this match is Mr. Roy Cortez, and we are going to proceed. Michelle Kroppen of Germany, shooting first.
Kroppen, you shoot first. You shoot second.
So Roy Cortez announcing
Range
that
clear.
Michelle Kroppen
Begin the match.
of Germany on target 2 will shoot first. Germany's 22 years old and ranked number 34 in the world, came through qualification ranked 19th. And remember, the winner of this match books their spot in the World Cup final in Samsun, Turkey later on this year. It's time for gold. A great start from the German. 24-year-old world number 11, Deepika Kumari. Her second appearance here on the finals range. She's already experienced it here in this session, and she shoots a 10 to get her off the mark. Kroppen looks like she's got a 10 there right on the line. High standard being set so far here in the gold medal match. 9 means they're level on score. Kumari shot a career best of 6.86 compared to Kroppen's 6.55. And another 9. A 9 to draw level. A 10 will give Kumari 2 set points. And it is a 10. The Indian, world number 11, takes an early lead in set 1.
It's easy to see why these two are in the gold medal match.
Well, all of those arrows were very, very good indeed. And here we get a look at comparison. Well, we're straight in on the 9 ring. We don't need to go further out.
No, I mean, everything either hit the 10 or was just right outside the 10. These girls definitely came to play and came to fight it out for gold.
No issue with the wind here. It has died down from yesterday, but funnily enough, it's just started to bluster a little bit here. Not strong, only 3 to 3.5 meters per second, but it has just picked up a tiny bit. Kroppen, though, shot very well. Hopefully she can keep calm. If she carries on shooting like that, surely she can steal a set here.
When you're putting arrows that close to the middle, sooner or later you're going to get some points out of it.
So set 2 of the recurve women's individual gold medal match Michelle Krippen of Germany to shoot first. 9 still in the yellow. Phenomenal.
Same.
Good grouping. Your focus there from Kumari. Bit of a twitch, but she gets a 10.
A long hold, but she managed to hang on to it and finish it out okay.
And a nice smile to follow up, but the door open again for Deepika Kumari of India. And she gets the 9 that draws the scores at 28 apiece. And Kumari gets 1 of the 2 set points, and Krippen is off the mark with 1 herself. But the gap stays the same, and Kumari edges closer to the 6-point magic target they're after.
That is. When you're leading like that, you just want it to get to 6 as fast as it can.
Great shooting though, very, very clean, very, very accurate. Michelle Krippen shooting very well. You just see that little twitch at the end, but somehow manages to keep it in the 10, and the wry smile at the end tells a story itself.
She knows she got away with a little bit of a mistake there, but that's the training overtaking them at this point. Sometimes your mind makes a mistake, but your body makes you still shoot it in the middle because that's what you've practiced for so many years.
Yeah, a bit of muscle memory. So Krippen still trailing. Shoots first. Just drifting out into the 8. She is fallible, Deepika Kumari.
It's the first time we've seen anything less than a perfect shot.
Nine solid there from Krippen in this third set. And Vic, the wind's just picked up a tiny bit.
Both of those arrows are a little bit high right. Possibly it's affecting her. I'm not for sure. She's either doing something different in her form and technique, or it's the wind.
We're all in the 9s. A 10 required for Kumari to draw level. And she scores an 8. That will go to the measure. It's fairly irrelevant, though, because it could only be marked up to a 9, which will give her 26 points, and she'd still be behind Kumari. So after the solid, consistent shooting that Krippen has maintained throughout, in a way she lost the points. Not because she was shooting badly, but because there was 1 or 2 extra points for Kumari. But here she's managed to draw level, maintaining the consistency, and Kumari's consistency is dripped.
9.
Yeah, when you're shooting like that, you just don't want to make those mistakes. You want to stay close and have the good ends come when they come.
Yeah, and that consistency from Krippen, well, we'll see it right here. These are all of her arrows, and they've all stayed in the 9s.
Yeah, that was what I was saying earlier. If you can keep your arrows in the yellow, you'll get some 10s, throw some 10s in the mix. You obviously want to get 10s, but if you can avoid those big mistakes, those 7s, those 6s, those 8s, those are oftentimes what makes the difference and costs the match.
Well, you're absolutely right here in this case. Krippen a couple of 10s, the rest are 9s, and she's drawn level, and you have to say the momentum is with her.
The momentum can play a big factor in these things. It can shift really quickly, and sometimes it can instill doubt in your opponent or yourself.
All level. at the start of the fourth set, and Kroppen shows that she's fallible with a 7. Depika Kamari is back with the 10s. That looked to be a 10 to me. Grouping very solid here from Kamari. And that's a 9. And that one's crept into the 9s, but a 29 plays 26. Fourth set for Kamari, and 5 set points to 3, and she's snuck ahead now. Whew. Can't really call this one, can we? Because one starts shooting a little bit outside the yellow, and then the other one starts shooting outside the yellow. They're kind of taking turns in having the jitters.
They are. And if you take these people's average score over 72 or 144 arrows and you crunch that down to the few arrows, to 3, possibly 4 or 5 if we go to a shoot-off, but you crunch that down to 3 arrows, the advantage and disadvantage between these two are so minute, there's just almost no difference between it.
Well, Depika Kamari has taken the advantage here.
It's going to come down to who has the mental toughness to finish those arrows out and shoot them the same. Kamari's trying to do just the same thing she did the last match or the last end, the first set as well.
Well, Kroppen to shoot first in the 5th set here. A place in Samsung up for grabs, and the World Cup final a little bit later on in the year. 9 there for Kamari. Pressure on Kroppen here. She shoots a 9. Another 9 there. Huge pressure on Kroppen here. She let that one go pretty quickly.
She was excited. She did get that one through the clicker very fast.
26 out of a possible 30 here. Kamari could get 28. She gets a 27, and she gets the 2 set points again in the 5th set, and she's taken the gold here in Salt Lake City in the 3rd stage of the Hyundai Archery World Cup, and with that books her place in Samsung and the World Cup finals.
999.
Well, Vic, what a great match. I mean, I don't really know where to start with the analysis, but it seemed that one dropped the ball for one set, then the other one dropped the ball for the second set. I mean, it was all over the place.
They had some amazing ends, and they had some windows of opportunity for the other archer there. It definitely, this was a match that would keep you on your toes. And as the archers in there, it's just as exciting for them, but you notice when they made the mistakes, they managed to bounce back from them quickly. That's a sign of a champion archer.
Well, Depika Kamari clearly delighted. She knows that she will be at the World Cup final later on this year, and she'll be standing on top of the podium in just a few minutes' time. Looking down that range, you can see how beautifully calm it is. The flag's on the left-hand side. Well, the only one waving is, of course, the Stars and Stripes. As we look down at the target end, as we're replacing the targets for the next match here. This brilliant archery facility at the Eastern Foundation's Archery Center, the capital city of Utah, Salt Lake City. And let's take a look back over that brilliant gold medal match. Depika Kamari got the gold and her chance of shooting at the World Cup final in Samsung. Michelle Kroppen, well, she didn't shoot badly apart from in one set. In any other match against any other athlete, you would have fancied Kroppen with the scores she got. But Kumari was just a little bit better there. The hazy sunshine looking up into the mountains, and coming up very shortly we start the men's individual medal run, and it's the recurve bronze with Ryan Tyack of the USA going up against Thomas Chiraud of France, and that should be very exciting. But we've got a medal ceremony coming up very soon. If you're enjoying the live coverage here and you miss it in between, do follow us on social media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Instagram, where you can follow and pick up and watch lots of behind the scenes action featuring all of the world's top archers. So we're looking down over this beautiful range here. And if you're just joining us, I'm Karen Bashir, and I have the pleasure of the legend of archery here in the USA, the Olympic silver medalist from Sydney 2000, Vic Wonderly. But before we come back to Vic's expert opinion, let's have the medals for the Recurve Women's Individual Tournament.
Medals will be presented by World Archery Executive Board member Mr. Greg Easton. The checks and gifts will be presented by Easton Foundation Board member Ms. Danielle Timmerman. Bronze medal winner representing Chinese Taipei, Tan Yating. Silver medal representing Germany, Michelle Kroppen. Gold medal representing India, Deepika Kumari.
There you go. Congratulations. My honor to present that to you. Congratulations.
Wow, there's a lot of things. We have a lot. Congratulations. Well done. There's a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of India. Please congratulate our athletes. And you don't want to leave your seat because we've got another great Hoyt and Easton giveaway for you coming up next.
Well, there we have it. Tan Yarting of Chinese Taipei gets the bronze. Michelle Kroppen gets the silver medal. The German there being pipped at the post by India's Deepika Kumari, who claims her place at the World Cup finals in Samsung. And here are the World Cup rankings. And it's Chang Hye-jin of Korea sitting at the top. She won in Shanghai, so she's qualified for Samsung. Deepika Kumari moves up to number 2, just 6 points behind, qualifying herself for Samsung. And it's Ksenia Perova of Russia in 3rd place. She's also qualified, having won in Antalya. So we have a Korean, an Indian and a Russian, with one more automatic spot available at the 4th and final World Cup stage in Berlin in just a few weeks' time. But then 3 places will be taken up by the next 3 best in the world rankings. And you can see Michelle Kroppen sits inside that top 3 of those outside of qualification so far. Well, we can see there the state flag of Utah at the front, and the Eastern Foundation's archery flag at the back, sandwiching the stars and stripes of the USA. The women's individual is done here on Recurve Sunday in Salt Lake City. But next up, it's the bronze medal match in the Recurve men's individual. And we're expecting a thriller between Ryan Tyack of Australia and Thomas Shiro of France. Vic, how did they get here?
Tyack seeded number 16th, had a close match early in his 16th round, and lost 3-7 to Mario Nespoli in the semifinals, bringing him to this bronze medal match. Meanwhile, Shirov won a tiebreaker in his quarterfinal match before being defeated by Steve Weiler in the semifinal.
Well, here they come out onto the finals range.
We're back in action here in Salt Lake City. Please welcome the athletes to the field for the Recurve men's bronze medal match. Shooting for the bronze medal on target number 2, representing France, ranked number 19 in the world, Thomas Shiro. Here comes his opponent, all the way from the land down under. And yes, he carries a really big knife. Ranked number 56 in the world, but with a world indoor title under his belt, Rio Olympian representing Australia. Please welcome Ryan Tyack. Our World Archery International Judge for this match is Mr. Hossein Nazarinejad.
Please prepare. Tyack shooting first. You shoot second.
Well, Hossein Nazarinejad, our line judge, declares the range safe to shoot. Ryan Tyack of Australia going up against Thomas Shiro of France. The Australian will shoot first. The number 56 in the world has never taken an individual outdoor medal. Starts with a 9. Up against France's 20-year-old Shiro, also never won an individual medal outdoors. And he shoots a 10. Well, remarkable stuff here. Clinging to the 9 on the right. Shiro just 20 years old. And another 10. So 3 9s here for Ryan Tyack. Thomas Shiro has 2 10s. The 7 will draw things up here for the Frenchman. Anything better, and he's won the first set. And another very close one to the 10, but it's marked as a 9. And Shiro takes the first set. I'll be talking to Ryan Tyack over the past few days, and this is the most serious I've seen him look. Vic, normally he's walking around with a big smile on his face.
Well, these competitions, they can add a lot of pressure. It's definitely something these guys take seriously. When you've trained for years and years to have this moment, you want to make it count.
Well, he didn't shoot badly at all there, and here we get a comparison of all 6 arrows.
Well, there's not much to say with the French archer shooting. I mean, just a hair low, but that is right in the middle. Ryan also has very good, very solid shooting, running just a little bit on the right-hand side, touch high.
Well, I'm sure he'll adjust properly, and I spoke to Ryan a couple of days ago, and he said that when he shot first day, he went for a run afterwards. He went to the gym and did a workout. Shot, came out and shot again the next day, shot brilliantly. Thought, well, I'll take a little rest today. Didn't train, went to shoot again, and he was terrible, and he's been training every single day since then. Another 9, still up and to the right.
Yeah, he's still running a little bit to the right there. Could be the wind, or his sight's just not set exactly where he wants.
Shiro, I mean,
his sight is set exactly where he wants. He is on the middle.
Incredible, isn't it? Still a 9, though. And a first 10 there for Tyack. Shiro just taking a little bit of time here on this second arrow.
If I could have shot like that, I'd have an Olympic gold medal, not an Olympic silver medal. See the reaction a little bit there.
But it's a 9. I mean, you said earlier, anything in the 9 circle is a 9 ring is good.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there's a purple patch over for Thomas Shiro. Shoots his first 8.
Bringing us to 2 sets each, so we got a tied score now at the moment.
And that'll settle Tyack's nerves. But the way Shiro was shooting, you weren't expecting an 8 there, and he's taking a look down the sight there to down towards the target.
Yeah, I don't know what he's thinking at this point. He just needs to get back to business and shooting them the way that he shot the first few shots if he wants to have a good chance of winning this. Tyack's shooting very solid, though, too, as we see. I mean, his shots are good. They are very close.
It's looking very serious, but I think that's more about trying to keep a focus and keep concentrated rather than nerves necessarily. Had a chance to get to know Ryan a little bit better than perhaps some of the other athletes, because he's joined us in the commentary box earlier this season. A good old chat. He's a very relaxed character.
Yeah, he's a fun guy to be around, but obviously you're seeing his game face on TV here now.
Well, on the measure there, in fact, while we were chatting, the scores were marked up for Thomas Shiro, and he gets a 28, so it's not 2-2 anymore.
Okay.
It's 3-1 to Shiro. Weren't even expecting a measure there, but we got one. And Tyack will shoot first here in the third set of the men's bronze medal match.
You see how much these archers move when they shoot. Archery is a much more dynamic sport than most people realize. These archers are holding 45, 50 pounds, sometimes even more. And it's a lot of force. They're trying to move fast. It's not just about holding steady. It's about executing good form, good, strong, dynamic shots, as you see here demonstrated by Ryan Tyack of Australia.
Level pegging here, pressure now on Tyack to shoot a good final arrow here in the third set. And the way that Shiro has been shooting, one suspects that's not enough.
Just like we talked about earlier, it's not only about making those good shots, you also have to avoid making the mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tomas Shiro is shooting very, very well here. He's taken a commanding 5 set points to 1 lead. Neither of these athletes have won an outdoor individual medal. And at the moment, it's Tomas Shiro who's got his hand on that. And you see that Ryan Tyack is shooting to the right here, Tomas Shiro to the left, Vic.
That's correct. That's correct. You see that. So they may have been sighted in slightly different on the range, or they're doing something different in their form, but Ryan is definitely favoring the right-hand side while Tomas is favoring the left.
Yesterday there was just as we listened to our line judge confirming that Tyack will shoot first again in this full set. I was talking to Chris Marsh, one of the event directors here, one of the most important people here. He's talking about the wind at the different sides of the shooting line. He said it's negligible. There's no difference. Another 10 from Tyack. He means business here. He's just started to get his iron even better than he was earlier on when he was shooting all 9s. But Tomas Shiro also just maintaining that consistency. Nothing less than an 8 and only one of those.
Tyack can't afford to give up any points or tie at this point, while Tomas, he just needs to relax and try to get 1 out of the next couple sets as a reasonably good set to finish this out.
Well, he's given 1 up there, and we missed the measure earlier on, but I'm not sure that that one's even close enough for a contest. Oh, that one. Been given as a 9, no asterisk, so a clear 9 for Tyack, a 10 required for Shiro to get the point he needs to get his first outdoor medal. Yes. And he's got a 10. Amazing under the pressure. The 20-year-old Frenchman needed a 10 to get the set point that he required to get to 6. The winning margin for this individual match. And a handshake offered graciously by Ryan Tyack, but it's Tomas Shiro of France who's taken the bronze in the recurve men's individual. Vic, you know all about this. You've been in an Olympic final. The pressure to shoot a 10. Okay, 5-1 up, so maybe not quite as big as it could have been. But for a 20-year-old?
You know, pressure is fun. It's a funny thing. It's what you put on yourself. So some people feel a lot of pressure. Other people don't feel as much. Some of it's also what the shift of your focus is. If you're focused on the things you need to be focused on, it can take some of that pressure off and away.
Well, he certainly looked very concentrated there, and it's Tomas Shiro who's going to walk away with bronze here from Salt Lake City, and I think we're going to see a lot more from that young man. Here he is, ranked number 19 in the world. He has already shot a career best of 670, and he's going to be on the podium for the first time in an outdoor individual tournament, and the shout of yes from Tomas Shiro as he confirms the medal here in Salt Lake. So the bronze medal is out of the way, but now it's time for the all-important gold medal match here in the recurve men's individual. Mauro Nespoli of Italy, world number 12, up against Steve Veijer of the Netherlands, world number 5. How did they get here, Vic?
Nespoli's closest match so far came in the form of a shoot-off with Tang from Chinese Taipei in the 8th final. Weiler had a close call winning by a shoot-off in the 124th round, then defeated all-time greats Michele Frangilli and Brady Ellison to reach this gold medal final.
There's a great deal of respect between Nespoli and Weiler, and the two of them have already met twice this season. Let's see what they had to say ahead of this all-important third encounter.
I think it will be a very interesting match. We shoot together in Antalya, and I'm happy to fight with him again.
I really think that Mauro is a great opponent. He did a lot of good things in his career, but I hope that I can beat him at a good day. He won from me in Shanghai, and I was really upset about it, so I have some things to settle.
Well, you can see they've got a great deal of respect for each other. We've seen Steve Veijer out here on the field of play already earlier on today, and we know that he's got an injury on his drawing arm. It didn't affect him earlier on today. He was shooting absolutely beautifully, and now he's had a chance to rest it and probably put some ice on it. We're expecting big things from him here. But Mauro Nespoli is also a big talent. Let's welcome them both here to the field of play for the last action from Salt Lake City.
At Salt Lake City, the third stage of the Hyundai Archery World Cup. Shooting on target number 2, ranked number 5 in the world, 21 years old, from the Netherlands. Please welcome Steve Veijer. And his opponent for this grudge match. Shooting on target number 1, London 2012 Olympic Games team gold medal winner, representing Italy, ranked number 12 in the world, Mauro Nespoli. Our World Archery International judge for this match is Mr. Roy Cortez, and Mauro Nespoli will be shooting first. Steve Veijer is hoping for redemption. This rematch.
Nespoli, you shoot first. Weiner, you shoot second.
Winds die down. Temperatures.
Range clear. Begin the match.
So Roy Cortez there, our line judge for the final action here, and it's the recurve men's individual gold medal match. Mauro Nespoli of Italy, the 30-year-old world number 12, will shoot first on target 1. A 10 to start, and very close to the spider there. As Steve Veijer of the Netherlands, 21 years old, ranked number 5 in the world, will shoot his first arrow now. And now he's being called back behind the line. In fact, both athletes have been called behind the line. What on earth's going on here, Vic?
I don't know. I can't see from the camera on the camera what happened, so must be in a different angle.
Well, I think it must be the countdown clocks that's causing an issue. We can't really see any of the field of play timings, but we are told that it is something to do with timing. They do have a set amount of time to shoot here. Quite rightly, Roy Cortez has just stopped the match because of the timing issue. Now it gives us a chance to remind you that neither of these two have won a World Cup stage yet, so whoever wins here in Salt Lake City books their spot at the finals in Samsung a little bit later on this year.
Are you ready? Zet op je klok, hè, als je loopt, hè.
Just listening out for Roy Cortez there. Looks like we are about to get back underway. Now the score will remain as it was before. Just see them testing the countdown clock on the field of play.
Wait, no shoot.
You can hear Roy Cortez saying, please don't shoot.
The left. Okay.
Ja.
As an archer, you deal with this, but sometimes you're just all ready to go, and then, bang, get stopped.
Well, Steve Vire, very calm.
8.3 rechtshoog.
Buona, 10.
Wow. Violet just struggling there after that disruption. Can he settle himself after 2 10s from Nespoli?
Steven 9.8 rechtsom.
Brilliant grouping there from the Italian. So he's taken the first set here. Weiler will be looking to shoot a good final arrow. Well, that's gone high and right as well. Well, the delay from his first arrow, I think, may have played a little part there in that shooting. It puts the pressure on, but he's now got to clear his mind because Nespoli is 2 set points up.
Yeah, so we've got this match off started. We saw both of these archers shooting phenomenal in the team round today. And here we go. Nespoli, he was right on track with some low left 10s. Excellent shooting. Well, in the meantime, Steve Weiler was a little bit high right, getting settled in. But as you mentioned, he's injured. What I heard is he has a broken hand.
We just hear Roy Cortez saying that Weiler will shoot first. He's trailing, and as always in archery, if you're the trailing athlete, you shoot first in the next set. The broken hand, well, it looked pretty bad the other night when we saw him at the hotel, all strapped up, but he shot brilliantly earlier on today.
Come on. Good. 8.6 rechtsom.
He has such a tight group with all 4 of those arrows. Even that 9 is just in a tight group with the others. Steve Weiler getting back on track.
His first 10.
Non vai basso, dai. Buona.
Well, a 27 out of 30 for Weiler. And another 9 means that it's 27 for Nespoli, and they share the points here in the second set. Nespoli leading 3 set points to 1. You're talking about the grouping for Nespoli. It is so exceptionally tight, isn't it?
It is a very tight group, If he could make just a small adjustment and move that in, he would have picked up some more points yet and possibly avoided a tie on that set.
Very strong and keeping it up for.
Nespoli lead the match.
Dai che ci sei, dai, forza un po'.
You shoot first. You shoot second.
So Steve Weiler will shoot first again in this third set. He looked very relaxed, Vic.
He did. He seems like, his form's very relaxed, his demeanor's very relaxed, but sometimes it's like a duck on water. Above the water, they seem so calm, and underneath the water, their feet are just paddling
like crazy. third set here. Steve Weiler to shoot first in the men's individual gold. It looks like he's getting his sights in here. Nespoli is in a purple patch at the moment.
Quasi 10, dai, buona.
Good shooting.
Grande.
Oh.
Questa c'era.
I'm going to love to see the groupings for Nespoli at the end of this match. Another 10 for Weiler, but a 10 for Nespoli will put him in a very, very commanding position here. Gets a 9, that's enough for a tie, and Nespoli creeps closer to the target score of 6 set points, leading 4-2 over Steve Weiler.
Meglio di prima, un po' più soft. 10-9-9.
Shot so exceptionally well, very relaxed, the coach looking happy.
Coach Matteo Biziani, an Olympic medalist himself.
So here are Nespoli's arrows from this match.
You can see he made a slight adjustment. I watched him tweak his sight there, so accounting for those low arrows, and that resulted in some high arrows. He must have just over-adjusted ever so slightly, but that is some tight grouping.
But those groupings are almost two separate groupings, if you like, and if you take them independently,
yes,
they're still exceptionally consistent.
Yes, exactly.
Well, Nespoli 2 points away from gold here in Salt Lake City. Steve Weiler to shoot first again.
Those groups you talk about are so important to an archer. We try to shoot our form exactly the same every time, and if we do, that arrow will go in the same place, resulting in the same score.
C'è.
Well, you can see the puncture holes on that target area of the Italians.
Then it's just a matter of a sight adjustment. You put it right in the middle.
He needs to do that a few more times. Nespoli's not been outside the yellow ring here. And that one even closer to the spider than Weiler's last one, which was very close indeed. And a 9 there. Possible maximum for Mauro Nespoli of Italy here in the fourth set. And that will be enough. And he gets the 9, and that is enough. And it's 29 plays 27 in set 4, and Mauro Nespoli gets the win that secures his spot in Samsung at the World Cup Finals. He is Salt Lake City's Recurve men's individual gold medalist. Well, an exceptional performance from the Italian.
That was incredible shooting. He shot so close to the middle the whole time. He had 10s and he had arrows that were very close to the 10. And Steve Weiler performing with a broken hand for a silver medal. That's amazing.
Yeah, quite incredible, and perhaps a slow start from Weiler because of that delay played into the hands of Nespoli, but you've got to say the shooting there was so good from the Italian, and here we see it. He shot a number of 10s throughout that, has started the match with 3 in a row, scored 3 others throughout the match, and the rest were 9s. Phenomenal shooting, Mauro Nespoli. Buena, I think they say. Well, deserved gold there for Mauro Nespoli, and here are the World Cup rankings. Nespoli jumping to the top there and is qualified for Samsung in the World Cup finals, along with Kim Woo-jin, who won in Shanghai, and Lee Woo-seok, who won in Antalya. So we have 2 Koreans and an Italian into the Samsung World Cup final. Of course, we have one more stage here in Berlin in a few weeks' time, and Steve Weiler just outside the qualification spots in 4th, but actually, if things stay the same, will qualify by World Cup ranking. We do expect to see him in Samsung. But before we get to Berlin and the next stage, there'll be time for the medal ceremony here in Salt Lake. Just waiting for the athletes to come out. The Eastern Foundation's Archery Center, a brilliant venue for this World Cup stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, victory ceremony for the recurve men. Medals will be presented by Archery Trade Association Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Matt Corman. The checks and gifts will be presented by Sydney 2000 Olympic champion, Simon Fairweather. Bronze medal, representing France, Thomas Cherol.
Bronze here? Yeah, perfect. Congratulations, Bronze. Great shooting. Hold on.
Silver medalist, representing the Netherlands, Steve Weiler.
Congratulations, Steve. Thank you. Great shooting, yes. Good job, Steve. That hand. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Gold medal representing Italy, Mauro Nespoli.
Congratulations, Mauro. Great shooting. Thank you. Well done. Fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Italy. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause to our athletes. And coming up next, another victory ceremony, this one for the Precision Prize. Stay with us. Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the Longines Prize of Precision. The Longines Prize of Precision will be presented by Longines Regional Sales Manager, Mr. Don Dunsker. The winner of the Men's Recurve Precision Prize for the Salt Lake City stage, representing France, Thomas Girol.
Congratulations. Very well done. Very nicely done.
Ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate our Precision Prize champion.
Well, it's been brilliant here in Salt Lake City. A blustery day yesterday for the compound archery, made for some very entertaining action in the finals range. Here it's been a lot calmer, a little bit cooler on Recurve Day, but the action's just been just as tasty. And we have two more countries represented in Samsung later on this year. Congratulations to all the medalists who see confirmation that USA won the Recurve mixed team gold medal, but the big congratulations go to Deepika Kumari of India, who won the Recurve women's gold individual, booking her place in Samsung, along with a super shooting from Mauro Nespoli of Italy, who won the Recurve men's individual gold. So the third stage of the Hyundai Archery World Cup is over here in Salt Lake, but it's not long, just a few weeks before we move on to the final stage in Berlin, with live coverage coming to you on the 21st and 22nd of July. Well, it's been absolutely superb here in Salt Lake. Vic Wonderly, first off, thank you. You are tremendous to listen to. Your insight's fabulous. Your one highlight, though, from this session we just saw.
The one highlight would have to be Nespoli. The accuracy that he put forth, the amount of 10s that he stacked, 10 after 10 after 10, and even his 9s were almost 10s. It was incredible to watch.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. It was wonderful to watch Mauro Nespoli booking his place in Samsung a little bit later on this year. But that's it from us in Salt Lake City. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next in Berlin.